Let's talk about course launches. I see this happen all the time. People put together an incredible course and then they hit launch and it's quiet. Not because the course isn't good, not because people don't need it, but because the visibility actually wasn't built before the launch. We often spend so much time building out the course that we forget to build visibility. A launch isn't just a moment. It isn't an open cart, closed cart, hope for the best. A launch is all about a visibility strategy. And today I want to walk you through how to plan a course launch that just doesn't sell, but it actually builds your profile at the same time. It grows your audience and it sets you up for the next launch and the next launch and the next one coming after that too.
Welcome to the Talk Podcast with ideas strategist Linda Reed-Enever. Talk is where we chat about ideas and inspiration you can use to market your business. Get ready for practical tips you can implement today with your host, Linda Reed-Enever.
First things first, we need to shift how you think about launching. Most people treat it like a campaign. And while it is, I want you to treat launch like a visibility cycle. Think of it like this. Your course is part of your offering tree, but your launch, that is powered by the content tree, your email tree, your social tree, and your other people's offering tree when we talk about it from the marketing tree method. So they're all the strategies that we need to employ. A strong launch will pull all of these together. So instead of asking, how do I sell this course? We need to ask, how do I get this course seen, understood, and trusted by its future audience? Because visibility is always going to come before conversion. And it happens always, guys. It is always visibility, then attraction, then conversion. So let's break this down into 3 simple phases that you can use to launch your course. Phase 1 is at least 2 to 4 weeks out. We want to be building awareness. This is where most people go wrong and they skip it. I actually like you to start when you start building your course, start building awareness. Start warming people up. Start talking about the problem that your course solves. Share stories, examples, wins that you have. Educate your audience around the topic because this is where your educational marketing is going to shine. In this area, you're going to think about things like short videos, blog posts, emails that teach something, socials that open up conversations, and even getting in and helping groups. You're not selling it, you're making people go, oh, I need to know more about how this person does what. Then we're going deeper in phase 2. This is where we share behind the scenes of the course. So you might pick up your phone and record a little bit. I did this in this course and this is what I was doing. You'll talk about who it is for and who it is not for, and then you'll start to introduce the solution. So you might do a free training, a free webinar, a challenge, or a Q&A that really helps you engage people and attract people to your email list, because this is where your email list becomes gold, because this is where the decisions are starting to be formed to whether they need help on the topic that you're talking about. And phase 3 is the launch and the invite. It's the opening of our cart and we all celebrate it. And now and only now do we lean into the selling component. We're not pushing, we're inviting people along because you've already built visibility. And trust, we don't need to push anyone down a funnel. We want to help them climb your marketing tree. So during a launch, you're going to share FAQs, you're going to address objections, you might highlight transformations, and you might show some real use cases of how this course has been used either in your business or in the past. And you're going to repeat the message more and more than you think you need to, because people don't see everything. So visibility requires repetition because we get new people in our audience, and those new people in our audience, they need to connect with us when they come into the journey. So you will repeat this message over and over again. I know I keep saying this, but you need to understand. You are going to continually need to build awareness about you and what you do. You're going to continually need to build trust. And then you're going to continually need to keep saying what this course is, what it does, and how it helps people to make sure that it continues to get sales long after the launch cycle happens. So let's make this practical. If you're considering launching your course, here's what I'd like you to start mapping out along the way. And you can do that in resources like the Marketing Tree Method book that you see behind me here. Your core message. What is the one thing that your course helps people do? Not 10 things, one clear outcome, because that's all they need. They need to know they've got this problem and it is solved. Then your content plan. You don't need to create everything from scratch. Think in themes, problem and awareness, solution awareness, transformation. That's the type of content you want. And then repurpose that existing content that you've already got that talks about the problem you address in this course. Go add the course to the call to actions because you've already got content out there, I can guarantee you, around this course. Then we want to repurpose the content that we create. We would create one video, we do multiple clips. One blog, we're going to turn it maybe into emails and posts. And one idea we're going to use in multiple formats. And then we tap into the email tree. You'll need things like awareness emails, nurture emails from lead magnets, and then launch emails. And remember, emails are where decisions happen, and it is one of the two things that we own on the internet. So do not ignore it. Make sure that you include it. And the next thing is your visibility channels. Where are people going to see you? Pick a few. You don't have to pick everything here. But for example, you might look at being there on social media. I know that works for me. You might look at emails. You might look at guest speaking, partnerships, collaborations. This is where your other people's audience tree comes in, because if we can be guest speaking, we get the fastest way to build visibility and trust by borrowing someone else's audience. And that is super powerful. So now let's help you avoid some of the common mistakes that course creators make. I've made them, and I see course creators that we work with make them all the time. One is leaving visibility too late. If you start talking about your course the week it launches, it is already too late. Start building the visibility from the moment you get the idea. Trying to be everywhere at once. You don't need to be on every platform. You can repurpose and definitely appear on most of them, but pick a few and be consistent. Overcomplicating the launch is the biggest mistake I see lots of course creators. They've got 20 funnels, 15 different tech tools. Just have a clear message and a clear plan to share it out. You can add more down the track if you need to. And only talking about the course. Talk about its problem. Talk about the journey. Talk about the transformation. People don't buy content, they're going to buy outcomes. And that's what you need to have in your course message and in the seeds of interest stuff that you've got out there in your content tree. So when you're planning your next launch, I want you to remember this. Your launch isn't just about sales. It's about being visible. It's about building trust, and then about creating momentum for what comes next, which is the course. A good launch sells once, but a great course launch builds a business. So if you're sitting there thinking, I've got a course, but I don't have a launch plan yet, start with one thing. Map out your visibility over the next 4 weeks. Where are you going to appear? It doesn't have to be perfect. Just intentionally show up and start connecting with your audience. And if you need a little bit of help and support, then that's exactly what we do here at Reed-Enever Group. And I am happy to have a chat with you, either via a brainstorming session or seeing you in our Ideas, Impact and Marketing session to make sure that your message is fully engaging with your audience and you're visible and you're connected, and then you get the transformation along the way. Until next time, I'm Linda Reed-Enever, Ideas, Impact and Marketing Strategist, and I help you create impact by teaching you what I do.
Thank you for listening to another episode of Talk with Linda Reed-Enever. Make sure you subscribe via your favourite podcast app so you don't miss the next great episode. You can find more ideas and inspiration at enevergroup.com.au.